Fortnite's glitched. Fortnite's glitched.
Oh, it's glitched on.
Fortnite's bugged.
I'm not on with
Yeah, so you gotta come out.
it. Right, now trying to.
Come on.
Oh, stop screaming at me. I can do whatever I want.
Who's screaming? What?
Hello, Steve. How are you doing? Oh right, yeah. No, you go ahead, mate. No problem. Oh well, you just carry on. If you want to send that first, you do it, mate. Sure. Oh right, okay. Yeah, it's just a couple of things really, to be honest, before you went off. The first one was I sent you that revised sole source for the HSE, and I was just wondering where that got to. Oh, no problem, no problem. Yeah, okay, yeah. It needs to go to Lindy, you see, 'cause it's for 95k. Alright. Yeah, I'll send that on to Paul then. Thank you, mate. Cheers. Tendons. Yeah, I told you about what had happened with Vinci, didn't I? A couple of days ago. What I've done, because obviously the two main areas are price, which they were quite significantly dearer on. So obviously I can tell them that. And obviously technical solution and scope was the other main assessment criteria where they were second best as well. What I did on the back of them coming back asking for more information, Steve, after we'd had a chat, I went back to the engineer at site and the intelligent customer and highlighted to them what the issue is, and I've asked them to give me some wording rather than me just go off and send something. Okay? Now, the system engineer sent something to me, and it's been verified by the IC, Ian Barnsley. Do you know Ian Barnsley? He's a civils IC down at OTC. And he is basically saying that he agrees with the proposed response that we should give on the back of the system engineer's wording. However, he has said this which slightly worries me a bit. He says he agrees with the proposed response, however, in case of further challenge, I will just bring your attention to a potential ambiguity in our tech spec. And I'm thinking, oh great, yeah. It said the statement, the jacks will be required to undertake load checking of tendons without de-stressing and re-stressing of tendons should this be required. Could be a bit ambiguous. It could be read as required to undertake load checking of tendons without having to de-stress and re-stress the tendon. Yeah, that's how I'd read it, to be honest. And he says, or it could be read as we intended, as required to undertake load checking of tendons without having to de-stress them and also to carry out re-stretching should this be required. Right, okay. So, really, and then he goes on to say, the last bullet point of our tech spec, however, does make it clear that the jacks should be able to replace tendons in the field of machine gantry support. So, just thinking, yeah, I think when I did read it and I thought it was potentially, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the tech spec has kind of not been worded greatly, although obviously the works information was quite good. Obviously the tech spec that the site's put together. I think what I'm going to do, you know, I'm just going to go back to them. What I intended to do, Steve, I was just going to put quite a detailed response to CTM with regard to the tech proposal and the price, because they're the two main areas. I was going to send that off to Stuart Moxon, and then I was actually going to back it up with a courtesy call to him, because obviously you know he'd been calling me loads of times in the past, and I think it's courtesy just to have a quick chat with him as well. So that's my intended approach. I don't know what you think of that, but that's how I think we should handle it. Yeah? Yeah? Well, yeah, we might need them in the future, and you know, if he's still going down this road of, well, how do we challenge this after I've given you some more information? Well, if he's still on that route, I think that's when we may have to get in touch with legal. All right. Okay. Because what I've actually thought of Vinci as well, you know this sewage treatment plant work at Trouse. I'm not sure whether because they're a civils thing. I'm wondering whether they'd be interested in that, because you know we have got 4 suppliers that we originally contacted. Now the site are thinking about 1 or 2 others as well. A name was mentioned to me yesterday on the call, Montgomery Watson, who I've never heard of. I don't know whether you have. No, but they were mentioned as a potential additional supplier. And then maybe, you know, I was thinking maybe even, you know, Vinci might be interested. So I was going to maybe run that by Stuart tomorrow if I ring him about the tenders, to say, yeah, you know, is this within your capability range, kind of thing, you know? Okay. Should be, I would have thought, yeah, they are civils, aren't they? But obviously it's water systems, isn't it? So it is a bit more specialised than kind of building a wall. But no, Vinci are pretty specialised and technical house. So I would think they should be able to do it. So I'll drop that in as well. All right. Sorry. Oh no, mate, no. You're right in the thick of it, am I right? You see. And the only other thing I think I had was the email that Caroline sent out today about the timescales for the data. Well, I believe this senior exec meeting with Aaron on the 4th of September is only going to have Andy and kind of leave. So I believe now. But I was speaking with Dan today. He mentioned your PIN notice. Yes. Although I don't know whether you're aware, but it's the intention that Dan's removed from the contract. Yeah, I thought you knew, but he didn't mention that today because he's actually spent the last 7 days in Newcastle because his mother's been diagnosed with a brain tumour. Oops. So obviously I get the feeling maybe that nothing's been mentioned to him about the contract or anything because his mother was taken to hospital last Thursday. So but I had a good chat with him today. He's okay, but obviously he's up with the family in Cumbria at the moment because that's where he's from originally. and he's in quite a bad way. He's still 65, it's not good. Really? Yeah. Jesus, yeah. Really? Okay, actually, yeah, 17. Well, yeah, I was quite young when my old mum passed away. I was only 24 when my old mum passed away. No, it's not. My mum's still, you know, my mum's still going though. She's still battling on at 80. Well, she'll be 85 in November, so you know, she's doing well. But you know, no, it's not easy. No, it is, yeah. And I think that was it. I think, mate. I just wanted to tell you, I've raised a couple of savings trackers as well, which I've raised one for the analytical contract, and I've also raised one for the assurance on asbestos. I need to do one for consultancy as well. So I haven't put any values in there, but I think, you know, me and you could probably have a review of that when you get back from leave or whatever. But I have set them up anyway. They are then. Okay. So I bet you'd be glad to get off, wouldn't you? Kind of thing, and have a few days, wouldn't you? You've had a tough week, Steve, by the sound of it. You've had a few days here and there, though, haven't you? Because you you've had this asbestos thing as well, so you know, that's been that was very kind of tied with time scale, wasn't it? So, yeah, with the strategy for the database, I don't know exactly what's going on with that at the moment. You know, obviously Alan hasn't got the scope ready or anything. Have they? So no. Yeah, and then obviously for the assurance and the consultancy, obviously I'll do the strategies for those anyway, you know, because they'll be much smaller ones anyway. Yeah, I don't know. You know, with the insurance, obviously, you know, we've got these sole sources at the end of March. And then obviously we're going to need, as I said the other day, we're going to need new ones from April the 1st or whatever. Do we still have to do a sourcing strategy for something that's going through sole source, or does the sole source act as the strategy? Does really, doesn't it? Yeah, it's really hard to say because, you know, this assurance thing, from my understanding with the HSE and Brunel, is with time and as we gain more confidence, the actual throughput will reduce. Correct? Yeah. So I think it's really hard to actually put a definitive figure on it, and it is, even at this stage, you know, Steve always give me estimates of throughput times unit price for samples, and that's how it's been calculated. There's no other way to do it. But going forward, I think, you know, within way into the future, I think it's not impossible to really estimate it, you know, to that far out, if you know what I mean, you know. So I think they'll have to go to the NDA, but you know, I was wondering, do we have to put together a strategy, or is the sole source form, does that act as a strategy? So we wouldn't need the sourcing strategy as such, we just raise the sole source. I thought that may be the case, but yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, okay then, mate. Well, yeah, I think that was mainly it, really, you know, at the moment. Obviously, you know, anything else I've got, I'm sure I can take up with Paul Walsh next week, anyway, mate. Alright. it has been like intermittent all afternoon, and it's still raining now, but not quite as heavy. So, have you got any plans for next week or what? Yeah. Just the two of you, like? Yeah. He probably wants the place to himself, won't you? Oh well, it'd be nice. Be nice few days break, wouldn't it? I hope hope the weather's kind, you have a good time, mate. So when you're back in on the 7th, then is it? Yeah. Yeah, Monday the 7th. Oh right, okay. Monday's the 7th, isn't it? Right, okay, mate. Well, I've done my timesheet. You've probably seen it. Yeah, I do let you know. Obviously, we're off on Monday. I'm off Tuesday next week, but I'm back in Wednesday the 2nd. So yeah, have a good time, mate, and I'll catch up with you no doubt on the 7th. Yeah. All right, mate. Well, yeah, well, I've certainly gathered this week that you've been kind of, it sounds like you've been pulled from pillar to post by the sound of it, to be honest. I could tell with the, with your tone and just, that you were feeling a bit pressurised. Yeah. Well, if there's, obviously, well, I was just going to say, if there's certainly, I'm up for a situation, if you're off or you need help, I'm more than happy and hopefully capable. If you feel you can delegate things to me, that's not a problem, Steve, at all. Well, I'm more than willing. Hopefully you know that that's what I want to do. With Steve Morris. Yeah, I was thinking, how has that come about? Yeah, a 54 with Steve Morris's group. Is someone leaving or something? Or what? Is that what it is? I didn't know, to be honest, but I was thinking, is someone leaving? Because I was thinking, obviously, Sarah Deeble, Alison Cowan, obviously Ewan as well. Oh, you said today on the call about recruitment. I tell you what, well, I was helping Suki with something yesterday with regard to EPN at 0220 and all that, and I've been encouraging Suki to go for the grade 6, as well. Yeah, I know, yeah. So I don't know whether she is going to or whether she has, but I've certainly advised her that she should. Okay. Yeah. All right then, mate. Well, I will let you go. Maybe you need to speak to Linda before you go. I don't know. Just email and that's it. Shut down, mate.